Hello YouTube, my name is Marie, and today we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes in Melting Me Softly. I asked you guys over on my Instagram what you wanted to see next, either this first impression or a first impression for the tale of Nokdu, I think that's what it is. So I'll still do both. I will just film this one today and edit it and get it all up today, and like my next one on my list will be to do a 1 to 6 first impression video for Tale of Noctul. Why? So this series follows 2 individuals who signed up for a human freezing experiment in the 90s, and this experiment was supposed to only be for 24 hours, but a lot of things went wrong with this experiment, and now they wake up not 24 hours later, but 20 years later. And both of these people, had lives, they had relationships and family members and friends and loved ones that they left behind for 20 years. And when they wake up, they really have to deal with that. They learn how to live in this new, faster, more technologically advanced world. And this is the part of the show that to me is very strong. These more serious elements. There are comedic aspects. There are definitely a few scenes where I chuckled because I'm like, you're trying to make me laugh, and it's not bad. So here's laughter. But it's definitely, to me, at its best when it's taking the premise very seriously and trying to really explore this idea. So our female lead has her entire family, which I've become extremely invested in. All of the scenes to do with her brother, just you're trying to kill me. All of the scenes with her brother are just super hard hitting, and oh my goodness, I love them, and so I'm very invested in her and her family dynamic, and I think she's a great character as well. The actress was one that I was very familiar with. I was watching and it was bothering me because I'm like, you're so familiar. And then I realized she's from Just Between Lovers. It's very surprising, that connection, because these 2 female lead characters are vastly different from each other. Like, Just Between Lovers was very sad and kind of depressing, whereas it's still sad. Like I said, I was almost crying. But this female lead within Melting Me Softly seems to be a much more open character. Like, all of her emotions, like her happiness and her sadness, like she wears it on her sleeve. So her openness really helps me get invested in her. Now, the male lead. So the reason why I got so excited and hyped this show up for myself so much, like I think I overhyped this for myself. Nobody did this to me, I did this to myself, is because the male lead is one of my favorite actors ever. And for me, going into this show, it wouldn't have been hard to win me over, because I'm primed already to want to love his character, because I really like him as an actor. Like, I'm a fan of his, so I want to become a fan of this show, and I want to fangirl over his character, but his character's pretty unlikable, and that's just really disappointing and unfortunate. I do have to remind myself while I'm watching this that this is only the first 4 episodes. Who knows what kind of character development we're gonna get down the line, so I do have to like check myself. Like, you might not love this character now, but you could in 2 to 3 episodes, so calm down, Marie. And I think if you had just gone into this show with lower expectations, maybe it was just something you picked up, I think people would be happily surprised with this. I think a lot of people will really enjoy this show, but I just am disappointed a bit. Like, I hyped it up so much for myself that it just hasn't lived up to my hopes and dreams that this show would be for his comeback role. And, oh my goodness, so weird, I'm not shipping the female and male lead together. Like, I actually hope that they don't get together. Like, I really sincerely hope that they build like a really strong bond and friendship, and maybe like a support network for each other, because they're the only ones that can relate to each other. Nobody else has been frozen for 20 years and woken up to an entirely different world. So like I do hope that their relationship develops and builds, but I don't want them to be romantically involved. For one thing, I love Nuna romances, so the fact that the male lead is like reconnecting with his fiance that he left 20 years ago to go get frozen, like I love that dynamic. I want that so much. And then the female lead, like there's other characters that could potentially be romance interests for her that I already think are a bit more interesting than the leads together. So it's like I'm just not shipping them. I love romance K-dramas. I want to ship the leads. I want to see them together. Like I want the relationship that I ship to be the OTP, and when they're not, it's so emotionally draining. Am I gonna keep watching Melting Me Softly? Yes, I for sure am. I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks because it can probably get to the place that I want it to be at. I just need to have a bit more patience. And I do recommend it if you've heard the synopsis and you're like, wow, that sounds a bit interesting. It is. Like, it is a good show. I'm just saying that for me personally, I'm disappointed. Anyways, let me know down below if you guys are watching Melting Me Softly and what are your initial thoughts on the show so far. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.